Warhammer fans, I'm coming to you live from my basement, where most of you probably are. I'm going to do something crazy, right? I'm going to do something that's never been done on Warhammer YouTube before. I'm going to ask you to read. Ooh, I know, we hate that word, reading. God, why would we read the source material to the things we enjoy? Ugh, gross. Me personally, you think I'm reading this bad boy? No. You think I'm reading this? Get out of town. You know what, do you even think I'm reading it? Hold on for this one. This? Hell yes. I absolutely am. I love the books, and I just love all the source material, and I just got done reading. I was listening on the audiobook to Tales of Heresy, but specifically what really got my attention, besides Last Church, which everyone likes, I enjoyed it, but was after Desh'ea. So, avid World Eater fan here, and I'd like to say I'm involved. I'd like to say, obviously, yes, I've consumed a lot of Warhammer media via the books. I have a good amount of books, but both on Audible and in print. But after Desh'ea really took my level of interest from like here to here when it comes to World Eaters. It's just so phenomenal. And I can't beg you enough to please go read it. If this doesn't really entice you, pause the video, stop watching, go read it, go find a way to read it. But what I'm here to talk to you about is just how good After Desh'ea truly is. So, if anybody just wants the cool, handsome YouTuber description of it, basically the story is taking place kind of a couple months, undisclosed amount of time after Angron gets kind of forcefully abducted by the Emperor from Desh'ea, and he's kind of forcefully getting introduced to the Warhounds, which become the World Eaters. And it just kind of sets this dynamic where he's killed everyone who's come to talk to him. The dude has, wires in his brain. He's obviously not mentally all there. The dude's kind of shifting between intense rage, intense, sadness, and just intense, ambivalence towards everything. Because he states it himself. He died on Desh'ea along with his brothers and sisters. So they send in Karn, and Karn, is just asking him and pleading with him to lead them, and he's like, why won't you guys fight back? And it just dives into the warrior psychology of the World Eaters, much more so than any other Legion book I've read so far, whether that's the Word Bearers Omnibus or the Night Lords Omnibus. There's so many more novels that do go into Legion culture and Legion interactions, why traditions are the way they are, how they interact, why they do certain things. But I think on a psychological level, After Desh'ea really understands and nails why, Warhounds and then AKA the World Eaters act the way they do. Karn asks him, he's like, why do you want us to fight back? Why do you want us to do any of this? We love you, you're our Gene Father. Everybody will come in here and no one's going to fight back. And he's like, Angron basically, I'm paraphrasing, espouses the fact that, you come to me asking me to lead you, but I'm already dead. Like, I fought with my brothers and sisters, and none of you match even a tenth of their warrior spirit. And quite frankly, there's no point. I'm not, I'm forced to be a slave no matter where I go, whether it's the High Riders or the Emperor. And Karn tries to make this emotional connection with, the inner warrior of Angron and then the loss of his brothers and sisters on Desh'ea, and a really cool act of empathy in general, which you obviously don't see from World Eaters at all. And then there's a part to this that it may be a little headcanon on my part, but when he's talking and he's looking at Angron, and Angron's mentioning his siblings, and Karn tries to, get up after being brutally beaten like 8 times, he's like thinking about Angron in like an emotional sort of way, and Angron pauses after he's about to beat him and like recognizes something. And I'd like to think that's his empathic Primarch power sort of corresponding with Karn and being like, I still feel how you feel. And that's obviously now with the nails, that's an awful thing to feel, because the empathy, everything should set off his, bloodlust and anger. and it gets to that point. But really, I'm paraphrasing all of this. But what I'm trying to say is, after Desh'ea really is good when it comes to just understanding Angron, because most people don't understand Angron, I think, to a degree. You read Horus Rising, Galaxy in Flames, and what's the other one? False Gods. I probably said them out of order. But you get to see Angron on Istvan, and you see this raging animal, and then you see, after Desh'ea, and you're like, okay, there's more to him, and then you read Red Angel. I'm saying you keep reading, you keep understanding, but after Desh'ea is really that foundational aspect of Angron and the World Eaters that you should go check out. Really is good, really is awesome, and I really can't understate how much I think if you like the World Eaters, you really, really, really should read it. Because, you get Karn, you get Angron, and you just get this rare non-battle stuff involved with, the heresy, which personally I really do enjoy, despite liking, the bolter action-heavy books. Yeah, I really did appreciate, and I really do think most World Eater fans, and even if you're not a World Eater, but you just, are on the fence about them, or maybe you play tabletop and you don't really interact with the lore, I really do recommend it. It's just so awesome to see Angron kind of be expanded upon, at least not in a complex way where we have to sit here and make a video essay about him, but just sit here and think, yeah, it's nice to see him more of a fleshed out character than this violent force of nature we see in 40k now, because he's just an echo of himself and just basically Khorne's physical manifestation and avatar, basically, to just kill and add skulls to the skull throne and blood for the blood god. So what I'm trying to say here, fellas, is, believe it or not, I want you to read, and I want you to go check out After Desh'ea. So that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in a little bit.